Yep, pets have mutations now, and IRONSKIN, Radiant, and the completely broken Ascended, one of the most unexpected and overpowered things from the latest updates, are just a few of the brand new mutations for the new X-Pets you're about to see in this video, starting with Shiny. To start things off, as you already know, the mutation is done through that machine with lemonade inside. Initially, Jandel said it would only work for pets with a maxed out age of 100, which then became 75, and currently it's for pets aged 50 or older. But that might change to even less, since the game's community on Discord is already asking for that nerf. As of now, it's still 50. Anyway, Shiny is the easiest mutation to get, with a 32% chance, and that's why its effect is the least OP. The mutation gives your pet a 15% XP boost per second. And obviously all mutations have a visual effect, and this one already looks super cool and true to the name. It turns silver and gets these sparkles. Looks like the teeth of that one Brazilian ex-Liverpool player. Inverted. This one's basically Shiny, but with double the passive at 30% and a super unique and creative skin. It literally inverts the colors of your pets. Some of them even end up looking creepy. Seriously. And if on one hand we get double the passive of Shiny, on the other we also get double the difficulty, since the chance drops to just 16%. And no, unfortunately, mutations don't stack. When you put your pet in the machine and it gets a mutation, its age resets. If you put it back in after it hits the required age again to become a Professor Xavier level pet, its current mutation will be replaced by a new one better. Or worse. But I believe that in future updates, Jandel will allow us to stack mutations on pets, just like on plants. He wouldn't be cold-hearted enough to leave us wanting like this. And speaking of cold, you know what cold reminds me of? Frozen. Now this isn't just an XP mutation, it's something a bit better. With only a 9% chance to be obtained, this Frozen for pets isn't much different from the Frozen for plants, since its passive is, every 5 minutes there's a 20% chance for a nearby fruit to gain the Frozen mutation, which is the 10x multiplier one that triggers when a plant has both chilled and either wet or drenched mutations. Its skin looks like this. The pet literally turns to ice, with a bluish color and icy particles trailing behind it. Some pets even get that classic ice block around them, just like what happens to plants, like in this one. As a comparison, the polar bear, a legendary pet, has a passive of every 90 seconds, there's a 10% chance to apply either the chilled or frozen mutation to a plant. So with this mutation, you're basically turning any pet into a slightly less OP polar bear. And by the way, here's a polar bear with the frozen mutation, Windy. This one also has a 9% chance to be obtained, just like Frozen. The way it looks on the pet is cinema. It gets a white aura and these black wind effects coming off of it, makes it look like it came straight out of an anime. As for the passive, every 5 minutes there's a 20% chance to apply the Windstruck mutation to plants, which is the 2x multiplier one that naturally happens during the Gale weather event, and also during the one literally called Windy. Now we're moving into a shelf of slightly stronger mutations, but still nothing compared to the final 3 that'll appear later in this video. And the last one is so OP, it's almost unbelievable, with a near impossible chance of getting it. Pulling it off is basically the equivalent of finding a gold bar. And speaking of gold, Golden. This mutation already comes with a different kind of passive. First off, it has only a 6% chance of being obtained, and its skin is like Shiny's. But instead of silver, it turns gold. The pet gets covered in that classic golden glow and sparkles too. Its passive boosts the pet's own ability, granting a 25% increase to its passive, which is insanely OP if you've got a super rare pet. Now you might be wondering why this mutation is even called Golden, since it's one of the best ones in my opinion and covers your pet in gold, even though it doesn't actually apply the Golden mutation to any fruit or do anything related to the original Golden. Well, I think it's just for flexing with your golden pets. In other words, aura farming. Mega. It has the same 6% chance of being obtained, and its skin is exactly what you'd expect. Your pets turn huge. It's awesome when you get this mutation on one of your dinosaurs, basically making them historically accurate. Or you might randomly see a kaiju ant wandering the map if the mutation ends up on something unlucky. Its passive gives more than 10 XP per second to the pet, and it also increases the hunger bar speed by 20%. Meaning your pet gets hungry faster, so it eats more often and levels up quicker. Not to mention, a giant pet already looks super cool. This is a mutation focused on XP gain and fast leveling for your pet Saurus. Tiny. Now here we have the complete opposite of the previous mutation. Also with a 6% chance, this one reduces your ex-pet's hunger bar by 20% and grants over 5 XP per second. Depending on your pet's age when the mutation is applied, that amount can go up. So now you've got the reverse of what I just described. What's cooler than the mega mutation on a dinosaur to make it look like a realistically sized dino? That's right, a dinosaur the size of an ant. And that's what the tiny mutation gives you. The pet becomes super tiny, which makes it hard to find and even harder to click on to check its stats. Now look at this capybara with tiny. It's super cool, right? It's wild. Wilder than that is the fact that only 3% of people watching this channel are subscribed, and 97% haven't hit that button yet, so help this poor guy out by supporting the channel. And honestly, your subscription alone is more than enough. And with that humble bit of begging, we've arrived at the big boy's shelf. The one where the ridiculous anxiety of dipping your pet into the lemonade and praying to the god Jandel not to punish your pet by turning it into an ant gets rewarded with genuinely good mutations, starting with Shocked. This is the mutation that turns your pet into Pikachu, giving it that intense glow from the classic Shocked plant mutation and also coating it in that electric effect that looks super cool. Your chance to get this beauty is only 3%, and unlike the golden animal mutation, which has absolutely nothing to do with the name. Unless, of course, you manage to get the golden mutation on a dragonfly, which has the ability to turn plants into gold, then it actually makes sense. But anyway, this one actually matches the name, since its passive is, every 60 seconds, as long as the thunderstorm event is happening, it has a 25% chance to attract a lightning bolt to a nearby plant and apply the Shocked mutation. That beautiful one with the 100x multiplier that also makes the plant glow with neon light. In short, the Shocked pet becomes a walking unlimited lightning rod and visually turns into an aura-farming electric Pokemon. Rainbow. Speaking of mutations that have nothing to do with their name but are still insanely good, we've got Rainbow, which also has the same 3% chance to be obtained and comes with one of the flashiest visual effects. The pet gets this glowing circular rainbow and emits RGB particles that match the rainbow effect. And when you manage to put this mutation on the Disco Bee, a pet that's already colorful and RGB, this is what happens. It turns into a disco ball. As for its passive, it gives your pet a chance to make a plant rainbow. Just kidding. Actually, this is just like the golden mutation. It boosts your pet's passive ability by 50%, which is double the 25% boost that the golden mutation gives, making this one of the best mutations you can get for a pet. Better than that? Only the life of someone who subscribes to this channel, because now that we've hit 20,000 subs, thanks so much for that by the way, I'm keeping my promise and releasing 30 gift cards as a thank you for the channel's subscribers over on my Discord server. Starting today, I'll drop one per day for an entire month to random subscribers, so hit that sub button and join my Discord to grab yours. Server link is in the description. Tranquil. This was the mutation added in the Zen update, where not only do you have a chance to get it through the lemonade machine like the others, with the same 3% chance, but you can also apply it using a new item you can get from this dude right here from the Tranquil Treasures. To unlock the item, you first need to grow Monk Unk's tree 7 times, and then buy it for 100 Chi, the new yin-yang currency from the event. After that, just click on the pet to apply it. The pet will get a skin matching the item's color, that Maldives blue, and its passive is, every 25 minutes, one plant finds its inner peace and gets the Tranquil mutation applied. The new event mutation with a pretty decent 20 times multiplier. Radiant. Speaking of good-looking visual mutations, this one is one of my personal favorites. Also with a 3% chance to get. This one gives your pet a sunny yellow color, emits fire particles, has that signature circular effect, something nearly every pet mutation seems to have for some reason, and also shows fire-like wave effects under the pet. It's passive, every 30 minutes, a radiant pet will shoot a solar beam at a random plant, advancing its growth time by 24 hours. Basically, this mutation gives any pet the ability of the Echo Frog, which also boosts plant growth by 24 hours, but with a much shorter cooldown of 5 minutes. And that's why its skin looks like that. It's because the pet literally becomes the sun. IRONSKIN. Everyone knows players despise the plant-stealing mechanic that uses Robux in Grow a Garden so much that tons of people prefer to play in private servers instead of public ones. A lot of players have even posted suggestions in the official Grow a Garden Discord server asking for the mechanic to be removed, saying it adds nothing positive to the game. For players anyway, because for the game itself it's obviously a very profitable feature, and some suggest that instead of stealing a plant, the player should duplicate it, like how the raccoon does. This type of petition is actually one of the most upvoted ideas on the community server, but there's also this other suggestion offering a more pacific way to counter the stealing. When someone steals one of your fruits, you have 3 minutes to kick them with a gun to get it back, and if they leave the server, the fruit is returned to you. If you shoosh their head while they're still near your garden, one of your nearby fruits gets a brand new mutation called Blood Mutation. And the best part? A lot of people actually upvoted that. Bro's literally the homelander of Grow a Garden. Anyway, back to the mutation. IRONSKIN ends up being the only current way to protect yourself from plant stealing, since its passive is, when a player steals one of your fruits, you have a 35% chance to also receive that same fruit. In other words, they take your fruit, but you get a copy of it. Its skin also features a circular effect around the pet, which turns into an iron pet and emits metallic particles, like it's being welded together or something. Personally, I don't think the skin matches the passive very well. In my opinion, it'd be cooler if it were a police-themed mutation with, I don't know, flashing blue and red lights like a police siren or something like that. It also has a 3% chance. Ascended. This is the one you were waiting for, right? Let's start with the odds of getting it, which is literally the most broken, not just as a mutation, but broken in general. You'll need to be extremely lucky, since the chance of getting it is less than 1%, sitting at just 0.32%. Starting with its skin, it's basically a mix of Shock's glow, Radiant's yellow tones, and Rainbow's circular RGB aura. Its passive, every glorious, long-lasting 6 hours, one random fruit ascends to a higher realm, gaining the Dawnbound mutation, which, if you don't remember, is that mutation you could get during the Sun God event. The admin abuse event right before the friendship update, where Jandel was aura farming in a T-pose while apparently naked. To get that mutation back then, 4 players had to stand in front of Jandel, close to each other, each holding a sunflower, the divine plant added in the previous update, the Busy Bees. That's how all 4 players got the mutation on their sunflowers. And the Dawnbound mutation, even after more than a month since it was released, and even after 6 updates since the Friendship update, is still the highest multiplier mutation in the history of Grow a Garden, with a staggering 150 times multiplier. The catch was that it was originally only supposed to work on sunflowers, which is why the event was literally called Sun God. But Jandel went crazy, and not only he brought back the most valuable mutation in the game's history, but turned it into a passive that any random pet can apply. And he also removed the exclusivity that only sunflowers could get Dawnbound. So now any plant can get this 150x multiplier by simply waiting 6 humble hours. If you liked this video, I guarantee you'll also like these 2 right here. So don't be shy, click on one of them. Subscribe to the channel if you play Grow a Garden and want more videos like this, and hop on the Discord to take part in the daily gift card giveaway that'll run for 30 days starting today. Your favorite creator, Howblocks.